Enzo, thank you very much for your time ahead of such a big match. So, how can a change of manager affect a game like this, even if it's an interim manager?
For sure, he's going to do probably something different. I watched the last game against Leicester, and you can see that in some moment they try to do something different, even if overall in so short period it's difficult to add new things. But for sure will be a tough game.
You mentioned you know Ruud pretty well. Was there anything in that match that you looked and think, oh yeah, that's very much like him?
Now you see, first of all, when there is some change about manager, always I think the team try also to react. So you can see the reaction from the players, and also with Ruud there, and then also Ruud. He has been there already for many years as a player, so he knows quite well the club. In the moment that he will be there in charge, for sure he is going to try to do the best for him and for the club.
How different is it to prepare for a Man United coached by Ten Hag and now coached by him?
No, it's different because you have to watch some different games. We are watching, when Ruud was at PSV, and we watched the game against Leicester. We watched the game when Eric was there in charge. So we are trying to prepare in the game in the best way, thinking in the different way they are playing.
I know it's just one game, but were there any patterns between what he was doing at PSV and the Leicester game? Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that. Something that also was similar what Eric was doing. So as I said, you can see a small different, but overall the idea is still the same.
You played with him in Malaga in his final year as a professional, right? So did he ever mention, like, going into coaching, what am I going to do after here?
No, we never talk about that, to be honest, in the past. Now it's already many years that Ruud start. As I said, fantastic guy, professional, humble, and I have a very good relation with him still now, even if we didn't speak each other in the last week. But as I said, I will give him a big hug before the game and after the game because it's a friend of mine.
I imagine when you guys were in Malaga, you didn't imagine that Chelsea and Man United were
yeah, for sure, after years. But as I said, in that time, we had very good squad, good people, and with Manuel Pellegrini as a manager. We played Champions League with Malaga, that is a very small club, and Ruud for sure was an important part.
Yeah, it was a great season for Malaga, that one. Did you see anything in him, in the way that he saw football still as a player, that made you think that he might be into coaching, or he...
We were still very young in that time, so as I said, in that time we talk about different things, but not about the future.
Your experience at Old Trafford as a player, I know it was with Juventus, but do you think when you're going to a stadium such as Old Trafford with a young team, with a young squad, mm-hmm. Can it help somehow?
2 weeks ago, I think we play Anfield away 2-3 weeks ago, and I think even if it's more or less the same environment, the team answered very well, and hopefully we can do the same on Sunday.
How was your experience at Old Trafford?
Good. I really like as a player, and then I've been there, I think already 4 or 5 times as assistant manager there with Seville, and then with City, with West Ham. So it's a fantastic stadium. I like that kind of stadium.
And now with Ruben Amorim coming, he's 39. He's only 5 years younger than you, and you started in coaching young as well. So can you understand the size of the challenge to come to one of the biggest clubs in the world and one of the biggest jobs in the world of football, you know?
Yeah, exciting. I think it's fantastic for Ruben. As I said, I don't know him personally, but I wish him all the best after the international break, after our game. And he's doing fantastic. I watched many games about Sporting, and as I said, you can see the team playing well on the ball and off the ball. So for sure he's going to do a great job at Man United.
What did you like on the matches you saw from Sporting?
No, that is a team that they try to play nice football in terms of try to attack, not only defend. And this is what I watch what I see when I watch Sporting games.
Too different from the Man United you expect to face in the weekend, you think?
If they're gonna be different from the previous.
Yes. If Sporting is too different from in the way they play.
In this moment I think they are different, but every club, I think more or less every team, they are different in the way they play, because every manager, we have our idea and we try to install that. So I think for sure it's different, completely different.
You mentioned a few times that the Chelsea are still not in that point to challenge for a Premier League title against Man City and Liverpool. You guys did really well. We had very positive performances against these two teams. So what step up do you expect to see now against Man United compared to those two other matches?
No, for me it's just a matter of time. I said many times that the difference between us and the rest is probably one of the reasons why is because City, Arsenal, they are working with the same manager already many years, so matter of time. And also because we have players that I'm completely sure that game after game, season after season, they're going to be better and better. And I have no doubt that the future will be for this club.
Is it a bit different in terms of expectations now facing Manchester United, considering that United hasn't been challenging for the Premier League title like City, like Liverpool? In this sense, do you expect a little bit more?
I don't think so. Also because that kind of club like Man United or Chelsea or Liverpool, they are, even if they don't win, at the end they are big club and they are always trying to win games. So even if in the last year they struggle in terms of wins, but will be for sure tough game.
You come across as very direct and clear in the way you communicate. You communicate really well. So how was it to develop this balance between like being clear, being upfront, being honest, but also engaging with the players?
I don't know, it's my personal opinion, but I think most of the people, they like when you are honest and you tell what you think. I like when people, they are honest with me, if it's good or bad. And I try to do the same with the players. I'm not, I think sometimes when we say something to the players, it's not because we want to be bad. It's just because we want to give them message and they have to take that message. So there is not any intention in behind to be bad person. I always try to be honest and good person. And sometimes I can understand that people doesn't like that, but I think that being honest is much better than try to say something in different way.
You played under great managers throughout your career. Did any of them had a special influence on you developing this way of communicating?
As you said, I've been lucky. Lippi, Ancelotti, Manuel Pellegrini, they are all fantastic manager. In terms of relation with players, probably Carlo Ancelotti and Manuel Pellegrini, they are very similar. Probably Lippi was more in the way I am, in terms of very direct, very straight. But at the end, I think players appreciate that because they are the first that they recognize when you speak if you are true or fake, false, I don't know how to say. So they recognize that. So it's much better to be direct and honest that they see that.
And how did you deal with, because they're all great managers, and how did you deal with the difference in the way they communicated? Because we hear about Ancelotti and Pellegrini and Lippi being more direct. So how did you deal with those differences?
Fantastic, because in their way they are all true. No one of them was fake. So they are different, but they are all true. The problem is when you face, in general, people or manager that you can recognize that probably they are not real. I don't know.
You mentioned a lot of times that you really enjoy developing players. How is it when you are dealing with a player who seems so mature and so talented and so much like the final product, like Cole Palmer, because he's already producing so much. How is it to develop him when he's in an advanced stage already?
You know, the good thing about Cole that he knows that he has many things that he can improve. So even if the people, they can see him like final product, he's not final product. There are many things that he can do better, and he knows. And like him, I think all the rest, at the end, you can always learn things and improve.
How much does it help that you've known him for a long time? Because I imagine you developed a really good relationship with him.
No, yeah, for me personally, help a lot, because when you join a club where you know already some players, so you know already how to deal with them. And as you said, I had Cole 1 year. The best thing, I said already many times, the best thing that it doesn't change in the way it was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, is exactly in the same way after scoring goals and assists. And this is the best thing that for me, yes.
After the Newcastle match, you explained the tactical reasons behind using Reece James as a left back, and you just spoke a little bit about that as well. When you're displacing a player to play in a different role, is it also an opportunity to show leadership on the pitch as a footballer? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I said that most of the time player used to say I'm defender or midfielder or attacking player. I think in the way I like, it's just there are players and then they need to develop to play in different area. So the way I like, and the reason why I like this squad is because most of them, they are versatile, they can play in different position. We had players that most of them, they already played in different position. Reece, as you said, play right fullback, play left fullback. Malo Gusto exactly the same. He play attacking midfielder sometimes. Renato Vega doing the same. So I think we go in a direction where players, they need to learn doing more things and playing in different position.
How do you develop different types of leadership? Because you have the quiet leadership, the vocal leadership, the lead by example. There are different types of ways to lead, right? And different types of ways to develop that, I imagine.
Yeah, it's just, I said, when you don't have many leaders or real leaders, you need to build that. Otherwise, team without leaders, without reference, struggle a little bit. So the ones that we have here, that they are leader, we are happy with them. And there are many that they need to give step forward in terms of leadership. And we are in the right way, in the right direction with all of them.
And you spoke about tempo. How is it to develop this notion of tempo in a young team? Because we have this feeling that young players sometimes they're more keen to rush things. You know, how is it to develop this on them?
It depends a little bit. I think also the what we try to do day by day, the best thing is that then happen during the game. So the best way to convince player is that what do we do day by day after they can see that happen exactly the same in the game. And fortunately, this is what's happened here since we start, that everything that we try in the session and then is happening in the game and give us also results and give them score, assist, and when you win, it's much more easy.
Yeah, and how satisfying is it for a manager when he sees these young players finding tactical solutions, especially because Italian managers, they have this reputation of being more tactical, and how satisfying is it for you?
No, it's fantastic. I think for not only for me, but for every manager, is the best feeling is when you plan something and then happen in the game, or when you see players that they struggle to do something, but because you work day by day, they improve and then happen in the game. So it's the best feeling for us as a manager.
Is it your favorite part of the job? What is your favorite part of the job?
Yeah, as you said, probably the day by day for me is the best thing. Then all around the noise and these kind of things, I know that it's part of football, but the main part and the fantastic part is the pitch.